Hello, food enthusiasts. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I will be taking you in the world of flavors with a delicious Kenyan recipe, homemade mandazis. If you've never tried this delightful African snack, you're in for a treat. So let's get started. First things first, let's gather our ingredients. In this recipe, you will need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, some milk, some butter, some sugar, some eggs, cardamom, yeast, and baking powder. In a large mixing bowl, I'm going to combine all my dry ingredients, the flour, the sugar. I'm adding in sugar right now. Then I'm just setting out the eggs on the side. I'm gonna put them in later. Then I'll go in and mix in the rest of the ingredients, which is the cumin powder, the yeast, and the baking powder. I'm giving it a good mix to ensure all the dry ingredients are evenly incorporated. Now that I'm done mixing all my dry ingredients, I'll go in and start adding in my wet ingredients one at a time. At this point, I'm going to add in my butter. After adding in the butter, I'm going to mix it in well to just make sure that it's well spread in the flour and keep on kneading it to a consistency that I want. My next wet ingredient are my eggs. I'm cracking it at the moment. Give it a good whisk, then add it in the flour. My next wet ingredient will be the milk, and this is my final ingredient for this process. So I'm going to mix it gradually to form a soft, non-sticky dough, and I can also adjust the consistency by adding more flour or liquid if needed. So at this moment I have everything that I need, so I'll just continue kneading it until it's non-sticky and it gives me the soft consistency that I need. Now that I have the consistency that I need, I'm just trying to make it not to be sticky on my hands and on my pan. And so the only thing that helps me stop the stickiness is incorporate a little bit of oil. So I'm going to add in some oil and just knead it to remove the sticky dough from the mixing bowl. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and cover my dough with a clean cloth and let it rest for about 30 minutes. This allows the flavor to meld and the dough becomes easier to work with. Guys, it's been 30 minutes past, and now my dough is well rested. Look at that dough, is very soft and fluffy. The reason why it's soft and fluffy is because I chose to add in some yeast. You can always eliminate it. It's not a must for you to put in some yeast. I just chose to do yeast because I love the flavor that the yeast gives my mandazis. Guys, at this moment I'm rolling my dough. I'm rolling my dough on a floured surface. It's always recommended for you to do that so that the dough cannot stick on the counter or on the surface you're trying to roll it on. My desired thickness is 1/4 inch. You're always welcome to do more than that or less than 1/4 inch, depending on how you want your mandazis to be. Okay, so I'm just rolling it using a rolling pin, of course. I'm using a rolling pin to roll it. Then thereafter I'm going to cut my dough into desired shapes. Squares, circles, triangles are great to work with, but for today I'm going to work with triangles. So let's get started. Guys, now that I've gotten my desired thickness for my mandazis, I'm going to separate it into triangles. You can do this process as you go, but at this moment I'm doing it once and for all because it saves time for me. So I'm going to continue with this process until I'm done with the rest of the dough before I can start frying it. Now we are in the best and fun part of the cooking, which is frying our mandazis. At this point I'm just testing my oil on my frying pan using a little bit of the dough to just see if the oil is ready for me to start frying my mandazis. And now I've checked and the oil is ready, so I'll go ahead and start frying the mandazis. When you're frying your mandazis, you can either use a pan or a deep fryer. At this moment I'm just using a pot because it's a lot of mandazis and I chose the biggest pot that I do have. Guys, just a reminder, when you're frying your mandazis, make sure that you're not crowding your pan. Give your mandazis some room for it to swim around as you're cooking it, and fry until they turn golden brown on both sides. Usually it takes 2 to 3 minutes per side. I will continue with the same frying process until all my shaped dough is complete. Once that is complete, now it's time for you to drain and cool your mandazis. As you finish frying, it's always advisable for you to transfer the mandazis to a paper towel to drain any excess oil, and then you let them cool for a few minutes before indulging. The aroma is very irresistible at this moment, guys, because I already have one batch just set aside for me. Guys, for an extra touch of sweetness, you can dust your mandazis with some powdered sugar. This step is optional but highly recommended for a delightful finish. I'm going to skip this step because I don't like too much sugar in my mandazis. Guys, we've come to the end of our cooking. Thank you so much for sticking by. These golden crispy delights are perfect for snacking or sharing with friends and families. If you enjoyed this recipe, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more culinary adventures. Let me know in the comment section below on what you'd like to see next. Until next time, happy cooking.